Interface Video, in cooperation with Fairfield Federal, presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fair Hope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield County Adam H., Dagger Law, and the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities.
Hello friends, welcome to Fairfield Today. Paul Jasson with you downtown on as the day we tape today, just a beautiful downtown day in Lancaster. Just lovely out, not nice to have no rain. That went on for what, a year? I mean, I don't know how long it was on, but everybody was getting down. We need a little sunshine. Well, I think the good weather, at least for the near future, is with us, so we're excited about that. So thanks for joining us on Fairfield Today. Second half of the program today, always fun to talk to Becky Shcaade and talk about the Fairfield County District Library and everything they've got going on. But the first half of the show, I'm really excited to talk about this. Year number 2 of a program that started here in Lancaster just not that long ago. And last year was the first year of it. It's called Bottoms Up, a mid-century barware show. We're going to find out what that all means. We've got the people with us. To my immediate right is Jonette Haberfield with Visit Fairfield County, and then David Annecy is with us from Gay Fad Studios, who's kind of been on the ground floor of all this resurgence of the downtown. You've been here for several years now, and it's been pretty exciting, but we're almost here. It's the dates are June 26th through the 29th. So coming up here just in another week or so, it's going to be here. I'm sure you've seen things around town about it. I mean, there's lots of advertising. We'll talk to Jonette about that. But David, this is ready or not. Here we go, buddy.
That's right. Ready or not. It'll be here in just a couple weeks.
Wow. And I know this is something you've been probably working on almost since you closed the door from a year ago and finished your last event with the bar show a year ago. And this is, I think it's safe to say, bigger and better than ever.
Yeah, so last year we partnered with Jonette from Visit Fairfield County to create the event and come up with the concept and execute last year. And for the 3-day event we held, we had just shy of 20,000 people from 20 states for our first year, which was just absolutely phenomenal. So this year we've expanded the show to 4 days. We have doubled our vendor show size. We now have almost 50 vendors that are coming in from across the country. We have 12 presentations, 30 classes, and about 25 downtown businesses all participating.
Well, Jonette, I would say, it's not the Fairfield County Fair, and it's not the Lancaster Festival.
But boy.
But otherwise, this is just a monstrous event for the downtown, especially, but for Lancaster and Fairfield County.
It is, and people from across the country have just been enamored by the whole glass history, and that's really what's setting this one apart this year, because we're celebrating Anchor Hocking's 120th anniversary. So we're spotlighting those past, former, and present employees of Anchor Hocking and the glass history, and having a few cocktails while we do it and learning about the glass history and heritage, and just welcoming people with the red carpet into our community. And they're coming to the Midwest sometimes for the first time, so they don't know anything about our Midwest values and our warm hospitality and all the things that set us apart from other places. Dave and I have been going out to Palm Springs the last few years in California. No. Yeah, tough job in February to do that.
Oh my.
But that's how we got people interested. And they didn't know anything about Ohio. They would say, "Oh, you're from Ohio.
Flyover country.
You poor thing." Yeah. And we'd tell them how great Ohio was, and they're like, "What? We got to come check this out." And they're coming. And it's been great.
Well, ever since your studio, David, came in, you and Jason have Gay Fad Studios just maybe a block away from us right here on Main Street. It's kind of set Lancaster on its ear in terms of the glass world. And I'm not ashamed to admit this. I'm a little embarrassed perhaps, but I can remember years ago we talked about, we're coming up with a museum to talk about glassware, and I thought, who in the heck would want to talk about this? Is Anchor Hocking. I mean, everybody around here. Well, I think I'm finding out that I couldn't have been more wrong about that. That the glassware world, we are the hub of it right here. You've proved that with the things going on, with the promotions you've got going on, so 20 states coming in and all that. It's really, in my mind, almost unbelievable how this whole glassware thing, and you guys have been on the ground floor of that, has really just grabbed the community.
Yeah, it was kind of a perfect timing. So for decades, the mid-century barware collectors movement and just interest in design has grown tremendously in the last 10 years. but most of the opportunities for people to learn and interact have been social media, Facebook groups and other things. And this is the first event of its kind in the whole country that allows those folks with like interests to come together and actually have a celebration around all of the mid-century design, mid-century barware in particular. And I think that's what's helped us be so successful, is we filled a need that was there. And the folks that came, first time they met each other in 10, 15 years, people that came here for the first time were like, y'all are so nice. I don't think they're as used to the Midwest values that we have. They thought our community was charming, surprised by the infrastructure that we really have in more of a rural community, and loved how our town came together to pull this event off. And I think that is a really unique strength that we have as a downtown community, is that all of us business owners frequently like to work together. We have Visit Fairfield County, we have Destination Downtown Lancaster, we have all these folks that are really creating an environment of collaboration, and that's not normal for a lot of small communities. So we have a lot of really amazing things to share with people here.
And Jonette, I think that just kind of echoes what you were saying, that people are finding out we got some stuff going on here in Lancaster and in the Midwest.
Yeah, we really do, and it's setting us apart from other communities. And we're small and rural, which a lot of people are looking for now. You know, trends and travel, and especially this year, people aren't traveling as far away as they have in the past. But a lot of Central Ohio people came down because of the tiki side of this event, which is amazing. And you probably remember going to the Kahiki on East Broad Street in Columbus.
It was
an
iconic
iconic place. I went there for my prom. We drove 80 miles from Cambridge to get to the Kahiki for dinner. And people remember that, and it's nostalgic, and they want to, relive it. And so the O'Hoods turns into a tiki takeover, and it's a tiki bar for a weekend, and people can get dressed up in bright, colorful things and have a few drinks and just celebrate.
Got Jonette Haberfield with Visit Fairfield County, David Annecy with Gay Fad Studios. And David, I was just thinking, when you were talking about people learning the values, like you filling a niche that in many cases I don't think we knew we had, but you filled it and given us the answer to a lot of those things. But I was thinking, wouldn't Fran Taylor find this pretty daggone amazing that this event, and really she's in on the very basement, the ground floor of all this?
Yeah, it was pretty amazing. The Taylor family, so her daughter Stephanie, was the one who really gave us her blessing and permission to revive this company. It was her goodwill and her belief in us to really take hold of her mom's legacy and revive it. And she actually came in person last year for the events. And every event that she showed up at, we called her out, and everybody gave her a standing ovation. And I can tell you, not only do I believe that Fran would be happy to see that, but I know that her daughter told us, when Gay Fad closed in the 1960s, it really left a very negative mark on the family. A lot of things changed, happened, and that when she came back here for the first time in all these years, those negative things kind of were there still. She didn't realize that she was still kind of holding on to them.
Yeah.
But throughout the weekend, she got to have all these positive interactions and replace those negative memories with new memories. She said, I feel so light now. She's like, I feel so happy to see that my mom's legacy is carried on and that all of these amazing good things are happening. So we know that it is making a difference. And it really has been a beautiful vehicle to tell our local history in Lancaster as being a glass town.
So it's bottoms up, a mid-century barware show. It's June 26th, 29th, all through downtown. It'll be, you can't pinpoint a place. It's everywhere right there. Although with your studios, anchor hawking being involved, the car shows, the tiki bar with the Hewitts and a tiki tom-tom, everything there is exciting. But one, I didn't know what it was. What is an automaton?
Sure.
Is that correct, automaton?
Yes, you're saying it correctly. So
All right.
automaton is a futuristic world that has been created by an artist by the name of Gabriel Ronson. And Gabriel is a graphic animator who uses powerful AI tools to recreate a sense of 1964 World's Fair, but circa 3000 in the future. So it's like a retro mashup of a whole world that he's created with pavilions and characters, and it's not only digital art, but it's also animated. It comes to life. So he is our guest artist for the weekend, and he will have a exhibit at the Chamber of Commerce office on Friday and Saturday. He'll also do a meet and greet there. We'll have a presentation Saturday at the library on the third floor. And we are co-hosting a space-themed cocktail party at the Decorative Arts Center on Saturday that we are calling Retro Orbit, and it's a mashup of Gabe's futuristic art and the Star Trek exhibit. So he will be featured all throughout the weekend as our guest artist.
You know, it's beyond me. Just let me say that. I'm glad that somebody has a grasp on all that. But Jonette, I would say that I'm sure there are events in the course of a year. You guys, thousands of events you're involved in with Visit Fairfield County. That maybe it's a struggle to find maybe the hook. How do we promote this? Not a problem here.
Not a problem
here.
One,
How do you get it all in?
No, there's so much. We actually produce a magazine about the event. We have a big long list of things on our website, a special landing page on our website, and Dave's been doing a lot of social media blast, and we're in newsletters, and we're just trying to get the word out. But it's exciting because it's different, it's fresh, but yet it's old and nostalgic. So it appeals to lots of different generations of people, and it's not hard. It's really been pretty easy to get people excited about it.
Last week on the show I did here, I had Clarence McCoy on. It was he's the head of the Lancaster Community Chorus, and their show were Ladies and Gentlemen, the Beatles.
Oh.
And we've got going on up the hill here about 100 yards from us at the Decorative Arts Center, Star Trek and Beyond, which I know is perfect for the things you're doing right here.
Yes.
So, David, I'd say this retro thing, I mean, it might be here to stay.
What's old is new again.
Old is
Sure.
new, old is new.
And we get the best of both worlds. We have the mid-century modern crowd, we have the tiki crowd, and the glassware folks that are all merged together. And it's really a fun part of celebrating our community. So hopefully we want folks in the community to come out and really celebrate and enjoy this part of our history. The good thing to know is that despite the 60 different events that are happening in 4 days.
60 events.
Yes. Between classes, presentations, and featured events.
Wow.
Most of those things are free to participate in. It's the featured events that we have that require a ticket. That if you don't want to miss out, definitely get those early. Last year we sold out of our featured events, and this year we added 3 more. And then we have presentations, which we encourage registration for, but it's free of cost. And that's really the main thing in classes. The classes that'll be at like the Ohio Glass Museum and a few other small businesses locally. Those are the only things you really need to buy a ticket ahead of time for. Jonette has created some amazing packages through Visit Fairfield County. So if you're a local, you don't need hotel accommodations. We have like an all-access pass if you want to do all the major events and get swag items and what we call bottoms-up cash that you can spend at businesses. There's lots of ways to try to approach attending the event. And
DDL created a Mod on Broad event on Saturday, which they're going to have a DJ, they're going to have some really cool interactive things, some yard games. We're going to have a Twister board over by the fountain if you want to come play Twister with us. We got little, what are those? The 8 ball. Remember the 8 ball where you shook it and told you?
I do have one.
We have some of those. You'll get to come and get your fortune and some really cool stuff. So.
Well, I can remember a time, and not that long ago, where people said, man, there's just nothing to do downtown. There's no place to eat, no events. Those days are gone. This is where it is now with Gay Fad Studios and Bottoms Up, this barware celebration. Visit Fairfield County. Jonette and her group have just done so much. So, golly, it's going to be an exciting time. June 26th to the 29th coming up here in a couple weeks.
Yep.
You ready?
Yeah, we're ready. We are literally have been working on this for 5-6 months. And all the details are out there. The biggest thing that'll come out is our event program. It'll be about 24 pages long. And that should be available in the next couple weeks in hard copy. Beyond that, I would also say, with the name of the event, Barware Show, cocktails and alcohol are a big part of a lot of the featured events, the big parties. But we've also made an effort to be inclusive for anybody that's sober or that doesn't want to drink. And we actually
family-oriented.
Yeah, we have 2 sponsors coming all the way out from Seattle, Washington, who have a online magazine called The Sober Curator, and they're all about alcohol-free cocktails and sober living.
Mocktails.
Yes, and they are coming out, and we are using their custom recipes at all the featured events. And so anywhere you go, there will be a cocktail option and a mocktail option. So we're trying to be inclusive around anyone that's...
Well, they got plenty of social media out there where you can find all this. Visit Fairfield County. Your website has all this. June 26th through the 29th. be ready. It's coming. It's going to be an exciting time. Retro is the word for the immediate future here, or the past here in Lancaster and Fairfield County. Congratulations on putting all this together. It's going to be so exciting to see it all pulled off. So hope we have days like this out
Yes,
there.
fingers
We can
crossed.
look at it. But David Annecy, Jonette Haberfield with us, and it's just going to be a wonderful bottoms-up event. Thanks for joining us, guys. We appreciate it. We'll
Thank
be
you.
back in just a moment.
The reason why I do what I do is I love helping people, and I really love to work on understanding and striving to improve the lives of the people in our community. Being in Fairfield County is having a network of people around you.
I am driven by my belief that every individual deserves an opportunity to achieve mental and emotional balance, and I'm very passionate about contributing to that process.
Community, connections, collaboration. The Fairfield County Way.
What makes Fairhope what it is our staff. It's always a question that we ask, why do you want to be here with us? And what they most always say is, you've touched my life this way. You know, you took care of this person, or I've seen what you've done and I want to do that. And so the staff that have been here know what it takes. They've been on the other side. They see what it takes to make someone comfortable, to make the family comfortable, and really what kind of support they need. And so I think that's what really makes Fairhope what it is.
Did you know Fairfield DD provides coordination for over 1,200 people in Fairfield County? That's 1,200 unique journeys, each filled with talents, dreams, and challenges. And while no two paths are the same, one thing is true for everyone. Life is easier when you have the right support. That's why we're here. From early childhood milestones to school transitions, employment, and adulthood, Fairfield DD connects individuals and families with the resources they need every step of the way. When the right support is available, a vibrant community where people lead lives of greater independence and make meaningful contributions becomes possible. Learn more at fairfielddd.com and check us out on social media. Together, we're building a more inclusive Fairfield County.
Fairfield Medical Center is more than a hospital. We're a health system that's been putting people first for more than a century. From the youngest patients to the eldest, our compassionate team of caregivers are here to support you through every season of life. We are healers, cheerleaders, patient advocates, and champions. Your health is our greatest accomplishment, and we are proud to serve you. Whatever you're searching for, you can find it at Fairfield Medical Center.
If you've been thinking about getting a home loan, now is the time. Hi, this is Carrie James from Fairfield Federal. Our experienced lenders are here to help you make your vision a reality. For more than 125 years, we've been helping our community achieve home ownership. Fairfield Federal has convenient online application for your home loan, home equity loan, and home equity line of credit needs. Visit fairfieldfederal.com to get started. Fairfield Federal for checking, savings, and home loans. Data charges may apply, subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 402612.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our two locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
Welcome back to Fairfield Today. Sure want to thank David and Jonette for joining us today to talk about just really one of the big events downtown that we haven't seen for a long time. This June 26th to the 29th is going to be an exciting time. The Bottoms Up Glassware event coming here. And speaking of downtown places that will be involved in that and many other things, it's always a pleasure to have on our favorite librarian, Miss Becky Shcaade from the Fairfield County District Library, the director over there. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
You, with so many things in the past couple of years that evolved downtown, that downtown with Destination Downtown Visit, Fairfield County, which are places right next to where you are located. The library, at least the downtown library, kind of right in the center of the heart of it all.
Absolutely. We are so excited to be a part of everything happening in our community, and there's so many good things happening. We're excited to be a part of Bottoms Up, and we have great partnerships with Destination Downtown Lancaster and Visit Fairfield County, and so we try to help each other as much as we possibly can.
And I know part of your programs, and you do so many great things we'll talk about with the reading program and a lot of the things going on, but a lot of the things you do are tailored to tie in with these kind of events. Like I say, you've got things coming up that you can talk about the Star Trek thing going on up here at Decorative Arts Center. As we just mentioned, the Bottoms Up glassware thing going on. You'll have stuff about that. So I mean, the library, that's being a library, a good place to learn about all this.
Absolutely. We try to be a good community partner and partner with as many organizations as possible. We just did a free curated tour of the new Daco Star Trek exhibit. We had a wonderful turnout for that. It was awesome. The library users and Trekkies is really a good-sized Venn diagram.
They intersect a lot? Okay,
Yes.
very good.
So we're excited about that, and we are one of the places that they're going to be hosting those programs that David was talking about for the Bottoms Up Barware show. When you think about the library, we are lucky to have really nice space in downtown Lancaster that we can hold 200 people on our third floor and have Wi-Fi and technology capabilities so people can show a PowerPoint and can be heard, microphone, all that kind of stuff. So we're excited. I think we have 7 or 8 presentations at the library over the course of that weekend.
Wow.
And we were a good partner for them last year as well. It was a lovely event, and we had nearly every single one of our events was jam-packed full. We had more people than seats for the history of the Kahiki last year, and I anticipate it being the same again. Honestly, I think it's going to be amazing.
Well, and I think that just shows the power of the library when you do events that kind of tickle a spot that scratches an itch that's out there, whether it's Star Trek or it's a retro glassware things. The library is involved. People will attend.
Yes, absolutely. We have a number of supporters, wonderful supporters. We created a bibliography specifically for the mid-century modern show. Tons of books on that, Tiki at home, but also the history of glassware in our community, a very popular topic. So we're able to highlight all of those items from our book collection. So it fits for us in a number of ways.
Well, when the downtown's busy, I'm sure that ups your body count too,
Absolutely.
coming into the library too.
Absolutely. Yep.
And all that's good. But one of the things is now school's out. We're into the good weather actually, so maybe into the summertime. And when I think of the summer and the library, I always, even back when I was a kid in school, the summer reading program.
Yes.
And you're still doing that.
Absolutely. It is our crown jewel event for our entire year. We have tons of programs, tons of events, and our goal is to keep kids reading all summer. We know that that's important for maintaining their skills and maintaining their grade level, but we also want it to be fun. We don't want people just to read just to maintain their grade level. We want them to have fun and enjoy it so that they want to do that all year round. So we have kind of a two-part program. One is kids can sign up and track their reading. You can read whatever you like. It can be library books, books from home, books from the book fair. It doesn't matter to us. Read what you like. Track that reading, and our friends at the library have provided prizes for the kids along the way. So it's a lot of fun. We actually have a summer reading program for teens and adults as well. We want everyone to be in on that fun. And then the other side of that is the programs and events that we do over June, July, and August. We know kids have more free time then, of course, because they're not in school. We have almost 300 events over the library system across Fairfield County just in those 3 months. All of our events are free. They are open to the public. The best way, there's far too many to mention here, of course. If you go on our website, you'll see our event calendar. We also have a printed event calendar that you can pick up from any library location, or you can download our app and see all of them there as well.
Becky Shcaade with us, Fairfield County District Library, and we're talking about the summer reading program there. But I was looking down some of the events coming up here, and we'll just talk about Alley Park,
Yes.
things going on there. You've got magicians coming in to catch an art thief, a didgeridoo down under, reptiles, lizards, slime time. Is there anything you're not doing?
I know. We try to hit it all because, there's always something to learn and something that'll tickle someone's interest. And so those are going to be some of our fun ones this summer for sure. Didgeridoo Down Under is a musical group. They come in, they do storytelling, they talk about the Australian culture. A didgeridoo is a musical instrument from Australia. So they'll play that and have the opportunity to show that to the kiddos and families. But it'll be a great time. And anytime you can bring reptiles into the library, I promise you I can have 200 kids there waiting to see them. I don't know what it is, but if it's snakes, lizard, tarantula, any of those kinds of things.
Bring it on.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I've held more snakes at the library than I have in my own backyard. So.
Timey Kangaroo Down Sport. Do you remember that song? You
Yes,
may not.
I
Okay,
think so, yeah.
That's where I first heard about a didgeridoo as a grade
Yes.
schooler. I remember that. So I guess the key here is in what you're telling us in all these events, and then you were mentioning earlier, we've got books out there the kids would. I guess the key is to get things that they enjoy doing. Not tell you have to read these books, but say just read a book.
Exactly. So, one child might want to challenge themselves and read above their grade level. That's awesome. Another child, maybe they want to do something comforting that they read last year. That's great too. For us, the important thing is that they're reading, they're keeping up those skills, and that it's a positive experience. And that's where, the little incentives that we hand out, all the great programs, they all kind of come into play with that.
You touched on it too, is the things we've been talking about a little bit here, kind of maybe for the younger kids with all the music and the slime and all that's great. But then you don't exclude teens.
Oh, absolutely.
You have things,
we have
Teen
programs.
Tuesdays?
Yeah, Tuesdays at
What's
2
that?
o'clock. We have a program every week during the summer. Tuesdays at 2 o'clock, specifically for teens. And sometimes they're doing an art project. Sometimes they're making slime one week. They're making these little squishy doll things. They have all sorts of fun stuff going on, honestly. But they're welcome to come to those programs. They are free. You can register for them, so we know how many supplies to provide on our website or by giving us a call or in person at the library, of course. But they are a lot of fun. People always say, you got to keep teens busy or they're going to find their own things to do, and you might not like it. Bring them to the library. Keep them busy that way all summer.
I got to give a lot of credit to you and your board for all these programs that you have going on and I'm a big library supporter. The library is a big part of my life. They had a West Side branch when I grew up over there, across the fire station. Spent a lot of time there. But the library back then was, we unlock the doors, you just come in and read books, and then we'll lock the doors when the day is done. And that was all I cared about, and that was enough for me. But now I think kids need more challenge. They need more things to do. And my golly, the programs you just offer are just amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. My staff do a wonderful job. We have a lot of staff members who dedicate their time and talents to these things. And it really shows, honestly. They do a great job. And we have lots of kiddos coming every day during the summer. So that, to me, is awesome.
Well, I guess that it's success. When you can see that, you know you're doing good.
I love it.
And you talked a little bit about it. We just had the segment on with David and Jonette about Bottoms Up. And again, tons of stuff at your place on that.
Tons of stuff. Ton of those programs are at the library.
Garrett will be busy.
Oh yes, very busy. It'll be great. We're actually going to be one of the shuttle stops as well, so a place where people can get dropped off downtown between the vendor show and hotels and stuff. So we're happy to provide any kind of service we can, and that makes sense for us.
Well, it's just amazing the resources that the library, sort of like the parks in town. If there's an event, the Lancaster Parks is involved in it probably somehow. And I'd say downtown here, if there's an event going on, whether it's with this Bottoms Up Bottoms Up event going on, or any event going on downtown, the library they've got some connection somewhere.
We try to,
you see there's a reason to get involved.
Yes, absolutely. To serve your community, you have to be a part of your community, and being a good partner is a big part of that.
Well, you guys, again, kudos to you, your board, your staff down there. And and as if we haven't talked enough, what are Scholastic Teachables?
So I was trying to think of things that I wanted parents to know about over the summer.
Parents.
Yeah, parents and teachers. This is a digital resource, so you log onto the computer, go onto our website, which is fcdlibrary.org, and you'll see a link for Scholastic Teachables. It's an account you can use for free with your library card, and it has all sorts of printable resources for elementary age students, worksheets and dittos to keep them busy all summer. So if you want your child to practice math, you can look at math for first grade, math for fourth grade. If you want them to practice sight words, reading, comprehension, whatever kind of topics you think, okay, you know what, my child could use a little bit of a boost, a little bit of keeping that brain fresh over the summer. It's a great resource for parents, and free with your library card.
I guess you see that as an important time, the summertime.
Absolutely.
Even because school's out now, maybe some of the burden falls on other places to keep the brain working, and I guess as a library you see that as a useful tool.
Absolutely. There's a lot of research around the idea of the summer slide, where kids are at they've attained a certain grade level in reading, in math by May, by the end of the school year, but by the time September comes back around, they have slid down because they haven't been practicing those skills. And of course the solution to that is make sure they're practicing, give them something to practice. Just reading, working on some math work over the summer, that's going to keep their brains active and keep those skills sharp, so they're going to be able to start the next school year without having had a little dip.
I bet in August and September the teachers appreciate what you've done all summer. Maybe they could actually see a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a lot of teachers who are library users. No surprise there. That makes sense, right? And so we'll have teachers. I had a teacher this morning tell me, hey, we stole your ideas of a program you did last year. We used them for our literacy night. I said, we took them from someone else. We want everyone to use those. That's wonderful.
What are Discovery Kits?
Discovery Kits are these, you can check them out. It's a collection of materials. It's a couple of books and hands-on activities. So those might be coding robots, a telescope, a microscope, things for younger kids to learn ABCs or how to tie your shoes, lacing and buttons and snaps. So they're all hands-on manipulatives. You check them out with your library card, free to use. Bring them home and use the books in conjunction with those hands-on activities to keep kids learning all summer, but in a fun way.
Got about a minute left or less. Community passes, Dawes Arboretum, the Glass Museum, the Georgian, Sherman House, Columbus, Museum of Art, Vets Memorial.
Yeah.
You guys can hook us up with everything.
All of those. You can have them for free with your library card. Just come in and check them out. You can make your own field trip this summer and not have to spend a dime. You can go to all those places, keep your kids involved, keep your kids engaged, or maybe just you as an adult. And we have those at all library locations.
Becky Shcaade, who is director of the awesome Fairfield County District Library, thank you for joining us. Always a pleasure. It seems like 15 minutes just goes by. We have so much to talk about. Will you come back and join us again?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for the invitation.
We always enjoy talking about the library. And thank you for joining us on Fairfield Today.
Interface Video, in cooperation with Fairfield Federal, presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fair Hope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield County Adam H., Dagger Law, and the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities.